Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandra. If you have not been here before, we are filming this video. It is actually Monday night. It is 8:45. My baby is not sleeping yet, but my daughter is. My mom took my son to her house for a sleepover because that's what he wanted to do. He had moments of like, no, I don't want to go, but he's been so busy playing Call of Duty and he doesn't give himself a break. So I was like, you need to go to grandma's. I was kind of like having thoughts about not doing this video. Part of it because I'm kind of starting to get bored of it. I get bored really quickly, really easily, and this video isn't really getting that many views anyway. So if you guys are still interested in these types of videos, let me know, or maybe there's something else I can do, or maybe I'll just cut it out for a while and give myself a little bit of a break because I've had a lot going on, or maybe I'll just talk about different stuff. If there's anything you guys want to talk about, like controversial topics, not too controversial because YouTube won't approve some stuff for monetization or anything like that, but yeah, like even just like my thoughts on things. And I think I might start doing a bit more of that instead of just talking about how my week went, because it's getting kind of boring. Honestly, things are better this week compared to the video before, but then there's other things that aren't as good. So for instance, like Monday, Tuesday, very productive. I'm not going to get into details. I just had a really good Monday, Tuesday, but Wednesday I felt like blah. And then Thursday, my mom actually babysat for me again. She babysat for us this week, Thursday and Saturday, because there's this friend of ours that is on my Facebook. He was done karaoke for a while, but he came back and he was at this one bar called Bunkers. I absolutely hate the bar. In my plan with me for my compact, I told you I'd tell you about it. The bar. Okay, let's just discuss this bar. I have been there like 7 years ago for a karaoke competition. There was so many people there. It was amazing. They had karaoke. It was good. And I don't know what happened, but it's the trashiest North End bar that I've ever been to. And that's saying a lot because North End bars are already pretty trashy. And unfortunately, I live in the North End. I'm not a North End person. I lived in Sherwood Park for most of my life. Sherwood Park is a very high-end ritzy area, and we lived in like an older area, so it wasn't quite like that so much, but people with money live in Sherwood Park, basically, is kind of what people say, I guess. Like, you know, the stores close early, and north side of Edmonton is not the best place to be, but there are a lot of pockets of that, like around the city. I mean, I've heard gunshots here, so I live in a neighborhood where people shoot guns, apparently. But anyway, so yeah, trashy North End bar. But here's the thing of it. They had one waitress who was also the person who was cooking stuff in the back. She only had like 5 items on the menu. Nothing else was available because they didn't even have gravy. They didn't have like anything else. They had a deep fryer and that was it. So you could have like French fries with ketchup. You could have deep fried pickles. You could have onion rings, or you could have nachos. And that was it. And then they had no beer on tap. So most bars have at least 5 like Molson Canadian type products, right? Or Molson products at the tap, and they had none open, so you could only get bottled beer. So I got Corona. I think I had 1 or 2, and they were disgusting. They were warm and flat, so I have no idea. Oh, and you could only pay in cash, and I didn't realize, but a friend of mine was like, yeah, the only reason they ask you to pay in cash is so it can be all underhanded. So if it's not a debit transaction, they don't have to pay bank fees. It's all in cash. They don't really have to keep records. It's just a cash. But what doesn't really make sense, because I mean, it's a bar and they have to have a business license. So I'm pretty sure it can't be all underhanded, but they could probably slip some under the radar, if you know what I mean. So anyway, this bar, just the trashiest place. And there were singers going up there that were actually pretty good. And they were kind of showing off and stuff, and even the host was like, if you're that good, if you want to like belittle other people and like try to pretend that you're the best karaoke singer in the world, go try out for America's Got Talent, or go try out for like Canada's Got Talent or something. Like, don't come to a trashy North End karaoke bar and try to like outdo everybody else and think you're hot stuff, you know. Like, it was just the attitude. He's like, karaoke should be fun, you know, it's for people who enjoy singing, but not for people who are showing off. Like, you know, it's just doesn't make any sense. And me and my husband enjoy it so much. It's like our favorite pastime. But we don't have time or the energy to do singing professionally. If we wanted to, we would have had to go to like, you know, voice coaches or something, or take voice lessons. So anyway, it was okay. Like I ended up leaving at midnight. My mom wanted me home early anyway, so I didn't go for long. I had like 3 songs, I'm pretty sure, but it wasn't the best. I mean, it was nice because I could hang out with my friends, and that was pretty much like the only reason. But yeah, it was not the best. Thursday, we also FaceTimed my son's grandpa because it was his birthday. And then Friday was actually, I want to say it was like a stay-at-home day and like pretty quiet, but it actually was kind of busy because Logan here had his immunization. I actually think he's still kind of suffering from that, or it could just be him with his teething. I don't know, but I gave him our Tylenol tonight because I don't know what's wrong, but last night he wouldn't sleep and it was just really rough. But anyway, he got his immunizations done. He had 2 needles. He did really, really well. Everything was great. And then, right, so Connor and I had plans to watch a movie Friday, and then last minute he's like, no, Mom, I don't want to watch a movie. I'm going to go up and play my game. So he went up and played his game. I stayed down and read my book. I am on this one now. So this is the 3rd book in this series. It's called The Final Gambit. And this book is by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I'll write it on the screen for you. So go take a look. I don't have a link or anything on there right now, but go check it out. It's called The Inheritance Game series, and it's actually really good. I'm really enjoying it. There's one more book going to be released in August, but I'm pretty much like a third of the way through this book. This is the last one for a while, and then I'll be reading something else. So anyway, so I read, and then I forgot to edit my Plan With Me, which I had filmed Thursday, and I panicked because I'm like, oh my gosh, it has to be posted at like 10 o'clock like Saturday. So it was 11 o'clock by the time I finished editing that. That was kind of rough. And then my son let me cut his hair. So you guys know how week after week I had kept putting cut Connor's hair, and then finally I crossed it off because he's like, I don't want to cut it. But my mom actually bribed him with, I don't know if she bribed him with Robux gift cards or money, but she bribed him and he let me cut his hair finally. So I was very happy because not only did I do a really good job, I was so proud of it because I did it where it was longer on top and I styled it with scissors, and it was just so good, and I really enjoyed how I did it. But it looks good, you know, like it looks better than being long and shaggy. I hate that on boys. Like, my son, I can't. I know it's his hair. I know. If he chooses to have long hair when he's older, that's fine. But, you know, as long as he's under 18 and he's living in my house, I want to cut his hair. And then the other thing. So this was kind of like a little issue. And I spent a lot of time talking to the neighbor. So I hadn't talked to the neighbor for like, I don't know, weeks, okay? And it was weird because every time her husband came home, she just wouldn't talk to us. Her husband wouldn't even say like hi or anything. And so I was like, okay, well, fine. We're not going to have neighbors where we talk, or my daughter won't go over there and play anymore. So then she caught me when I was taking Logan to his immunizations, and she's like, hey, can I get your number? My daughter wants to play with Danica. Maybe we can hang out? And I was like, yeah, sure. Like, I guess your daughter can come over, but it was super smoky. So if you guys know the situation in Canada, we have really bad forest fires right now. And the last, like, it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I want to say, ridiculously smoky. It was unsafe to go outside, like unsafe. Okay. Saturday got better, but anyway, so the girls played inside, and then it kind of made me mad because my son was down here watching YouTube, and he's 9, so I still think he's too young to be watching certain things on YouTube, so I monitor what he watches, and I pay very close attention, and he's only allowed to be on for a short while, right? But anyway, so the girl comes over, and she's playing with Danica for a while. She was here for almost 3-4 hours, and then she started watching my son on his, like, watching YouTube, and then he started talking about Robux and stuff and Roblox, and then she was more, bless you, she was more interested in that than she was playing with my daughter. And my daughter's 3, she's 5, and Connor's 9, so there's a bigger age gap between her and Connor, and plus he's like, you know, my son. But I had this feeling like, oh my gosh, this how it's gonna feel like when Connor gets a girlfriend. Like, I was so mad, like but I was also really upset for Danica because she was like, well, you're my friend and now you're not paying attention to me. And she was like, friend, please play with me. And the girl wouldn't like she was pushing her away. It broke my heart to see my daughter, and I haven't had her over since, and I don't really know what to do other than just let them play outside, or, you know, have her over only when my son's not here or something, because I just didn't think that was fair. And I know she's 5, like, it's not like I can tell her what to do. She's not my daughter, but, like, honestly, I don't know. I don't know what I would do in that situation next time, because it really irked me. It just made me really angry. And I told her mom, and I said, like, this is what happened. And she's like, oh, it makes sense because my 5-year-old daughter goes on YouTube and plays Fortnite all the time. And I was like, she's 5. Like, what is she doing that stuff? She shouldn't be, you know. In my opinion, like, my son was on YouTube Kids, but not like full-blown YouTube, you know. So I don't know. I don't know how to handle that situation, and I guess I'm kind of avoiding it, maybe a little bit. And it was just very irksome for me. So then comes Saturday. So Chad, he worked Friday night, but he took Saturday off because we ended up going to his family farm thing in Vegreville. It was like a farm outside of Vegreville. It's his mom's sister's place, and everybody went. And we were concerned about the smoke in the air. So for Logan, he can't be in smoke because that's why I'm trying to stay inside with the windows closed always. If it's really smoky, the windows stay closed, because he can't breathe that into his lungs, because it will affect him in the future. It might not affect him now, and I mean, Sunday he was more wheezy than normal, so it still did. But the smoke had kind of calmed down, and there's pockets of smoke around the country, right? So there'll be areas that are worse than other areas. It's okay, honey. So we went from, I think it was like 1 to 5, and then we came home, but it took an hour and 10 minutes to drive all the way out there. And, but the kids had so much fun. Like, my son and daughter, they had so much fun, and it was good to see everybody again. And then that night, so my mom had offered to watch the kids again for babysitting, and we went to Franco's. So the same guy that was at Bunkers, like our friend, he's going to be doing karaoke at Franco's on Saturday. So we'll have the choice of going Friday or Saturday, which is good because it kind of opens up our schedule a little bit and helps with my mom. So we can still get our kind of like karaoke fix, and then she can, if she is tired on Friday, we can go Saturday, or vice versa, right? So it was really good, and I just wanted to show you my planner. I decided to write all of these songs in. I did a whole bunch of new songs, so it was kind of cool. And then so Sunday, the plan was to go swimming, but my son is still like terrified of going swimming. Sorry guys. So I had to change spots because I'm feeding my son. But yeah, just to finish up. So Sunday, we were supposed to go swimming. That was like the original plan, but my son was terrified, and he was like, I'm going to go to grandma's if we go swimming, and I don't want to go. And part of me was like, well, we should go and make him face his fear so that he's not scared. But I didn't also want to overwhelm him and make him like more scared. So I said, you know what, let's not go this weekend. I stayed home and made a roast beef. Chad got sent to Costco. I sent Chad to Costco, and then as soon as he got back from there, he took the kids to the park, so that was good. My mom was over. She helped like with Logan, and I got some work done because I had quite a few things to do that in that regard. So yeah, so it was a chill day at home, and I think we needed that because taking the kids to swimming is so much work anyway. And basically, even if we go for like an hour, it's 15 minutes away, but it feels like if we go, you know, between 1:30 and 3, they open at 1:30, it just feels like the whole day is wasted. Or not wasted, but like the whole day is gone because Chad doesn't get up till really late anyway, right? And even though he had all of Sunday off, he had to stay up all night so he could sleep Monday morning. And it just, yeah, it feels like I get up and I do things, but it feels like as a family, the entire day is wasted because he's always sleeping. And anyway, this week coming up is his last week of night shift, and then he'll have to transition back to days. And so that transition is probably going to be hard for him, but I'm kind of thankful because it means that maybe he'll pick up the slack a little bit more. But this job that he's working at is almost done, so he's going to potentially be working up north again. And so in a way it makes it harder because I still have 3 kids to deal with on my own, but at the same time, it does make it easier because he's like a 4th kid, if you know what I mean. and I don't have to cook dinner specifically for his lunch or whatever. Like, I don't have to do all that extra work, and there's not as many dishes. We don't have to buy as much food. So it just, there's so many more benefits to him working up north, plus we get a lot more money. So that might be something that we'll look at, and that'll happen pretty much from August right up until October, till the other job comes back. And then hopefully, I don't know if he'll be able to maintain a foreman position, but that's what he is right now, as a foreman. And yeah, it would be nice if he could, but we'll see. As for my health, I do have a doctor's appointment coming up on the 1st of August, and I'm going to talk about just kind of like getting healthy in general, but things that I have changed for this past week. I started working out. I don't know if you guys have heard of the Slim in 6 program. It's like really old and I have it on DVD, but I'm using that, and I'm also doing my wall Pilates, and on off days I'm probably just going to do like triceps crunches and like lunges and squats, just something to like keep moving but not do like a full like half-hour workout every day, just to give my body a break. And then I've been drinking so much water, and I had lots of edema in my ankles. So edema is swelling of the body, and I don't know what the reason is, and I've had blood tests and nothing shows up. And yeah, and the doctor just doesn't seem concerned whenever I mention it. So I have no idea, but since I've been drinking all my water, my swelling has gone down a bit. I still have it though, and yeah, my doctor just doesn't, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, she's a family doctor and she's a young doctor, so I thought she'd be better than some of those old doctors who are kind of like really annoying. And I've had really bad older doctors, and that's why I'm like, oh, good, a young doctor we can kind of grow old with, and she'll be our family doctor for however long, and it'll be great. But I've had my ins and outs, and my different things going on with this doctor that I'm like, oh, I wish we could find another doctor. But one of them is being that it's pretty far away to go there. But yeah, there's some things I want to talk about on the first, and just getting me on a plan. But I have got fiber gummies. So I did I can't remember the brand name, but I am having fiber gummies. Like today, for instance, I had one little packet of oatmeal for breakfast. My breakfast was at 11 o'clock because I did wake up at 9:30 or 10. Can't remember, around there. So breakfast was at like 11, maybe it was closer to 12. And then we had supper at 5. So I only eat twice a day. I don't have like a breakfast because I'm not waking up at 5. If I wake up at 5, I will have breakfast. Tomorrow, so I had a packet of oatmeal and a banana. That was my breakfast. And then for supper, I had a roast beef sandwich because I had to use up the leftovers and I didn't feel like cooking. So I made Chad egg sandwiches, and Danica had a pizza pop. So it was an easy, not a healthy meal for her anyway, but it was a very easy night for me. So I didn't have to cook. But yeah, right now it's thundering. Like apparently we're supposed to have a rainfall warning. So, I mean, our weather is crazy. We could have a rainfall warning and still our forests burn because it's just not enough rain to take them out. So tomorrow, like today, it's been smoky in the air all day. And when the sun shines, it's red because of the smoke. So if you've ever been near like a volcano exploding, the sun will always be red because there's all the ash in the air. That's what it's like here. And it's been like that for a long time now. And yeah, but for my health, I mean, I'm feeling better. The workouts I think are helping. The fiber is helping. And it's not to say that I wasn't like, that I needed fiber in that regard, but the fiber is apparently a new thing that actually helps maintain your hungry level. So if you always feel like you're hungry, the fiber gummies actually help you to not feel hungry. You just have to drink a lot of water with them. Same thing if you take Metamucil or Podium or whatever the stuff is. I can't remember if it's Podium. I think it is. It's like little round little things. They're weird looking. But anyway, so I think the water and the workouts are helping, and I'm feeling better about everything and trying to get, I think days like today, for instance, like Monday, I got everything on my list checked off, and I feel so good when I do that. And I do make long to-do lists, like everything on there. A lot of times my Franklin planner, I don't even like put A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3 because everything needs to get done at one point during the day. I just, I just keep on going until it's done. Like tonight, it is like 9:30, and I'm trying to put my baby to sleep at the same time as filming this video. So I'm multitasking, getting stuff done. But yeah, I think from now on, like instead of going directly day by day and talking about like how each day went, I'm a little tired of that. I think I'll just do like an update, a general update. Maybe if there's something like really crazy that happens on one day, I'll talk about that. But in general, I don't really want to talk about like the specifics of every day because it's just kind of annoying and boring. So, but let me know if you guys want to hear or see anything else. Just out of curiosity, I wouldn't mind knowing if you have any suggestions or ideas. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Give the video a thumbs up. If you're new, please subscribe, click on the bell button, and I'll see you soon. Bye guys.